Hey, what's up, everybody? YouTube land, what's happening? So this is CC Talk. Long time no talk. I have been working, being with family, friends, typical stuff. But nevertheless, I'm here to do a recap over the last, I would say, handful of weeks of Days of Our Lives because, whoo, this show is on fire. So much so the ratings are saying so. I mean, the demos have been going up in 18 to 49. 18 to 34 is getting momentum. They still need to work on their 25 to 54 ratings demo. But Days is just on fire. And the main reason why it's on fire is because those crazy ass, messy ass Hortons are back front and center. And all three of the Thrush stories I'm going to talk about is Horton related. And so let's go ahead and jump into it because this show is just has been giving me life. The last several months. And Ron and Sherry and Ryan are just outdoing themselves. They are just like, oh, they're just incredible. So let's talk about it. So the first story is the Who Killed Andre DiMera storyline. Now, we all know the murder weapon that killed him was a urn or a coffee mug or whatever it was supposed to be, and he was laying on the floor of the DiMera office room, bloody in the back of his head and whatnot. And then so I think Abigail had found him and she was just freaking out and she lost her shit. And so he was dead on the floor. So Rafe and Eli looked through the security footage and saw that several people went in and out of that office, but the last person that went up in there I think was Gabby. And so they questioned Gabby and and see if she was the one that did it and stuff. And Gabby was very high strung. I said, "Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I promise I didn't do this. I did not do it." And so they asked her, like, did she have an argument of any kind with Andre and stuff? She said, yeah, because he was trying to take my company, Gabby Chic, and I was upset about it, but I did not kill him. And then so before then they tried to pin it, the Salem PD was also trying to pin it on Anna because y'all know Anna has always had beef with Andre considering what happened with Tony. And she's been carrying around that urn and the ashes for so long. But clearly she was the red herring, so they had to get the charges dropped with that one. But I loved, how they played that up for a little bit. But like I said, now, the DA or whoever is trying to pin the murder charges on Gabby and wants to get Gabby locked away for the rest of her life for a crime she didn't commit. Because I think she was the same lawyer that got Gabby put away with the Nick Fallon, killing. So, Abby and Chad are doing everything remotely possible to try to help Gabby and make sure that she gets off and whatnot for it. And then so is Eli and Rafe. And so lo and behold, how Stefan comes into play is like Stefan, he's starting to get a little thirsty over Abigail. And he's starting to like Abigail because they've been having like these little arguments, of like trying to, you don't own me, you don't control me. Just because you got my husband's company, that doesn't mean I'm gonna just be at your beck and call and blah blah blah. And Stefan's been dropping his towel in front of Abigail and trying to get, Abigail all hot and bothered for him. So he's working it. He's really trying to get Abby to like drop Chad and get with him. But she's not falling for it. But he comes back into his damn bedroom one day and sees some dark haired female up in his bedroom trying to plant something in his room. He turns her around and it's Abigail. And come to find out, he says it. He's like, "Oh, Abigail, what? Like, what are you doing?" And he says, she turns around and says, "No, I'm not Abigail. I'm Gabby." So this bitch done turned around and she done turned crazy, y'all, again. She now has a dissociative, personality disorder. And if you know anything about Days of Our Lives history about dissociative personality disorder, it is the real deal Holyfield, dating all the way back to Kim Brady. Kim was kooky. Kim Brady was a nut. And what I love so much about Ron, he's already paying attention to the history that Sherry Anderson is providing, because Sherry was writing Days at that time period. Um, and what I love about this is that Stefan, ever since he's been spooked out by it, and the fact that, Abigail, who is now Gabby, has been trying to put that damn murder weapon on him, Homeboy has been researching. He even found Kim Brady's, memoir, mental health book about her personality disorder. He read it in a course of 2 days on the episode. And I loved it because Stefan was sitting up there just really trying to understand the social personality disorder, because he's trying to be a hero in this and trying to save Abigail from this altar that she is facing. But then Abigail, who was still Gabby, almost out there and killed Vivian. I was like, oh my god, this chick is really nuts. She was trying to kill Vivian with the fire poker. I mean, chick is nuts. She is really fucking nuts. But I loved it. I loved it. And so then, Vivian knows, Stefan knows. Vivian is mad at Stefan because Vivian is looking at it from the perspective of like, you ain't gonna tell because you fallen in love with the girl. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You need to find a way to turn her in and stuff. And Stefan is like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that and whatnot. And we have to be patient and with her, and and make sure she doesn't slips back into her alter ego. I mean, he is really trying to be hero, but he's not. I don't know, he's not really gonna be too much of a hero. It's in Chad's eyes, particularly because, dude, that's his wife, and he's gonna want to know why his wife has lost her marbles eventually. And so the funny thing was that Chad had came home. He was looking for Abigail, and Abigail, who was at the time was Gabby, she had threw her wig behind one of the Chester drawers in the corridor, and she was in this yellow robe, and her hair came down and whatnot, and she was hugging Chad, and he was kissing her, and she had that look on her face like she was just disgusted. So if you're looking at Days of Our Lives and you got the caption on, you know what the fuck is going on, and you see the fact it's not Gabby anymore. It's not even Abigail. It's Laura Horton. So her third alter ego is Laura Horton, which is her grandmother. And oh my god, it is so hilarious. It's so fucking hilarious. I love it. And because when he was sitting up there kissing and loving on her, she was clearly revolted. She was clearly disgusted all around. Like, she just could not believe, like, this guy was sitting up here trying to, trying to mac on her. And so, again, it's a slow moving story, but it's only going to get better as, the weeks go on, because, I, with her having a mental disorder, and with Andre being dead, and with the company being in Stefan's hands, I mean, if Ron is playing his cards right, he could set this up to being like a really good boardroom meeting kind of, deal, because I know Ron likes to do his boardroom meetings, especially like on like One Life to Live and on General Hospital. He liked doing those things. And I would like to see him do that on Days of Our Lives, because he could actually get, the company in really his whole full control if, he wanted to, and have maybe, Chad and Abigail be voted out of the company if he really wanted to. So he can, if Stefan plays his cards right, he could probably, work his magic with this. I think I really do believe he can. Um, but yeah, it's only gonna get better. Like I said, it's slow right now, but there's little elements in it that's like got you by surprise. So I'm liking it. I like it a lot. And y'all know, Laura Horton, the actress who plays her on a regular basis. I wish it was Susan Flannery, though. I really wish it was Susan Flannery, but it's not. Um, the actress who regularly plays Laura Horton, she's supposed to be coming back in May, or make her appearance in May. So I can only assume that with her coming back in May, it's only going to, you know, mean that uh, Abigail's secret is gonna be out by then. But I can't wait. I look forward to it. It's just gonna be some great TV when it all plays out and shakes about. And Chad is gonna be like, I don't know what type of wife I have, and it's only going to just be a great story. But I think pretty much by maybe by summer or going into the fall, it's going to be one of the best stories of 2018. I think, but stay tuned. Anyways, so the second Horton story that's going on is, of course, is the quad between Eli, Gabby, JJ, and Lonnie. And what I love so much about this quad storyline is that it's not about the love of, the women or the men. It's not about that. It's not that. It's about the love of this unborn child that will be coming in a matter of months. Because y'all know it's soap land, 9 months is soap land. It's gonna be like 6 or 7 months. You know what I'm saying? But I cannot wait for when this baby comes, because JJ is on cloud nine. He thinks he's gonna be a dad. He is ready for some happiness in his life. He's already done gotten engaged to Lonnie. He is ready for some surefire happiness with the baby, coming. But Lonnie is trying to keep him under control. She's trying to play heroine in a sense by not having him know that not one, she slept with, his cousin Eli, but also the mere fact that the baby that she's carrying is Eli's, because she's scared that he is going to slip into cuckoo land, because y'all know the Hortons, they have a history of being crazy. I mean, Laura being married into that family, she's nuts. Who else? Hope has dabbled into being a little nuts. Let's see. Who else? Y'all know Abigail is crazy as a Beelzebub. And now y'all know JJ almost committed suicide during the Christmas holidays in 2017. So I see why Lonnie is trying to play this smart, but it's only going to get worse for she as well as Eli, once this baby arrives. Because she thinks that she has it under control and she doesn't. And what I love so much about this is that Valerie is being a power player in this, because Valerie is like really trying to get in her son's ass. Like, you need to raise your child. Don't be in a situation that she was in by trying to keep a baby away from David, because David didn't have his life together and she passed the baby off as being another man's child. Do not do what your dad did. What I did to your dad, and Eli's like trying to be like, well, I'm trying to keep everybody happy and I don't want to lose Gabby and all this other shit. And Lonnie is basically telling Valerie, like, you need to mind your business type of stuff. And Valerie is like, oh, hell no, this is my son. This is my grandchild coming, bitch. You really think I'm just going to just let you and allow you to do something? You got the game twisted, little girl, like, basically. And I'm loving that. But this is where Valerie's going to get in trouble, because Valerie's going to have her moments, I think, again with Julie, because Julie is gonna be like, wait a minute, bitch, you kept this a secret too? You kept this a secret too? And that's just gonna make her livid with that. But she's also gonna run into some shit with Abe, I think, because Abe, he's in the dark about this. He doesn't know what's going on with his daughter, and the fact that that she just done set up here and done gotten pregnant by Eli, but she's trying to pass it off as another man's child. And that's just, like I said, that's only going to add, like, more like drama and messiness to it, you know. But then getting back to the initial story, I mean, JJ, I don't want JJ to fall into like a mental state, you know. I don't want that for him because his sister is already going through that. What I want for JJ is that when he finds out that that baby ain't his, y'all, I want him to slip back into his bad boy JJ days. Y'all remember when JJ first came on for the first couple of years? He had that edge to him, that bad boy. I loved it. He was sexy as fuck playing it, you know, and he was always in your face and whatnot. So when he finds out all of these people have known that that baby that Lonnie is carrying isn't his, I want him to kind of like turn on that switch and be like, you know what, fuck all of y'all, I'm gonna do me, and y'all are gonna see a different side of JJ, because I need JJ. I like wholesome JJ, but I need for Case Moss to bring back that bad boy edge in him that I loved seeing, and I need to see that again because that was the JJ that I absolutely loved and adored when he first came onto the scene, and it could only just it can only just get better for Casey Moss in the coming months, and you know I just can't wait till JJ finds out that baby isn't his because the sparks is just gonna fly. And then you know him and Eli really don't interact a lot as cousins, which is kind of weird within itself because they should interact more because that's only gonna make for a better story. But when he finds out that Eli is the baby daddy and it's not him, that's gonna set off a a little interesting little war. And then Gabby, she just found out from Eli that the baby is she found out that Eli cheated on her because Eli told her after the nuptials of Hope and Rafe because he was feeling guilt stricken, but he did not tell her that the baby is his. So Eli is in a messy situation because he's not telling Gabby that the baby is his. JJ doesn't know shit. He, like I say, he's on cloud nine. Lonnie is just super messy, trying to play this heroine type of chick, and it's only just gonna just be egg yolks for her. But I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it because it's only gonna add those little fractions in the Horton clan. Because the thing is, it's like Julie, Jennifer, and Hope. They are like close cousins, particularly Jennifer and Hope. And when it comes to these two young men, Eli and JJ, we already know JJ is gonna be having his support of his mom. He might have the support of Rafe because the thing is that Rafe is gonna be mad at Eli for not telling his sister the complete full on truth about his infidelity, on top of the fact that the baby is his. And then you're gonna have Team Eli with Julie, of course. She don't give a fuck about Gabby. She don't like Gabby, but at the same time, she's definitely not gonna like Lonnie. But she gonna defend that grandson and her great grandchild. So that's gonna be the one. And then also Hope. I don't know where she's gonna go because the thing is, it's like, yes, Eli is her nephew slash cousin, but JJ is also her, her first cousin twice removed or some shit like that. Hope can go either way, but I'm pretty sure Julie gonna make sure that Hope is Team Julie on that. And that can only add a tiny fraction between Jennifer and Hope. You know what I mean? So I like how it's setting itself up. That young 20, late 20, early 30 storyline is only going to get better. And I hope when it is revealed, I hope it's not at a wedding. I want when the baby is found out, I hope it's like, again, another classic soap move where it's found out that the baby is Eli's, and all the Hortons are there, and they're holding that baby up as the symbol of the family, the circle of life and whatnot. And they go sit there and see that baby, and somebody go bust up in there with them DNA results, or somebody go have Lonnie and Eli on record or some shit like that talking about, the baby. And it's just gonna be amazing, amazing stuff. Again, I need Gabby to slap the hell out of Lonnie. She can't do it now because Lonnie's pregnant, and you don't need a shock grandma out there who's a viewer. But we need Gabby to slap the hell out of, Lonnie, and slap the hell out of Eli too for not telling the whole truth. And like I said, I need JJ to go back being from wholesome JJ now to kind of like bad boy JJ. Sexy, sexy, yes. That'll be some good stuff. I'm telling y'all, this is setting this stuff up well, and I hope they don't drag it on, because y'all know we are living in a very short attention span era where people just do not do well when it comes to long ass storylines anymore in daytime. So I hope once this baby is born, when this baby is born, and the baby is revealed and whatever, we actually have the reveal of the actual baby daddy stuff play out within a matter of like a couple of months after the baby is born or something like that. Because like I said, I would love for it to happen at a christening, because that's how Marlena and John and Roman found out about Belle. You know what I'm saying? It was through the christening. Because if I'm not mistaken, then wasn't Sammy the one that, blurted it out and, revealed it and stuff. So that would be some good soap. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Because like I said, this story has legs now. It's very exciting. It feels like 90210, but it's very fresh and it's very hot. And it's going to be great. It's, the drama within it is only going to just make for some great storyline for months to come, and great performances. All right, so last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about Hope and Rafe and their nuptials. Child. These messy ass Hortons. Woo, these messy ass Hortons. So, we get Hope and Rafe. They're at Smith Island, and Hope has decided to get a justice of the peace to, do their wedding vows and whatnot and get them married. Because if y'all know anything about Hope's history, pretty much every wedding she has had dating back to Larry Welch, there's always some kind of interruption or some drama that happens. So she decided to do the whole justice of the peace thing with Rafe and get married that way. But the catch was that they were going to come back and not tell anybody, at least not until after they had the actual wedding for the family and friends. They was going to tell them then. And then we go from that point, and and again, Hope is on cloud nine, and I like the dialogue and the nuptials. It was really cute for what it was. And then we get to the damn messy ass Horton teenagers, Sierra and Claire. So Claire has been feeling all insecure that I guess Sierra started to, get closer to, she's starting to get closer to Trip, because Claire is territorial, even though she has Theo as her boyfriend, and she happily rubs it in, Sierra's face that she, has Theo and whatnot. She still wants Trip to give her a bunch of attention, and she's recognizing that Sierra and Trip have, possibly some kind of feelings for each other, which I hate, and I can't stand it, and I find it to be low-key gross, because Sierra and Trip are quasi-cousins in my book, because y'all know Sierra's blood first cousins are Joey and Stephanie, and, by marriage, her uncle is Steve, and her aunt is Kayla. And then you got, Trip, his dad is Steve. So that's just icky within itself, and I do not like it. I do not like Ron Carlivati. I do not like Sherry Anderson. I do not like Ryan Kwan. I'm letting y'all know. Y'all better go ahead and put in the speedy recovery for Theo and find some kind of magical elixir for him and bring him back home because I just don't like that whole angle. I could deal with Claire and Trip because, in terms of family angle, it's a little bit removed from each other a bit. It's still a little gross, but I'm not just like ick like I am with Sierra and Trip. I just, and then the spoilers indicate next week they go kiss. So I'm just like cringing already when that happens. This is like yuck. But anyway, getting back on track. Claire decides she wants to leave a damn message, leave her cell phone and record Sierra and Trip having a conversation because they came back home. Claire decided to go back in her room and do some shit and whatnot because she wanted to know what they were keeping from her, what secret that they were keeping from her. And that's when Sierra and Trip were sitting up there talking about, Hope and Rafe's wedding coming up and the fact that he slept with Sammy. And, is it still okay for her to keep it a secret? And Trip is all like, which I also hate because Trip is just, he gives the worst advice. I would never take advice from Trip. I just wouldn't. He's sitting up here telling her, like, no, you doing the right thing. You don't want to ruin your mom's happiness, yada, 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 yada. I was just like, I was like, you're just, I can't stand you. So then they leave. Claire gets her cell phone and checks to see, what they were hiding from her. And then that's when she finds out that Rafe slept with Sammy. This little girl, Claire, is trying to be all Bridget and shit, talking about some, oh no, they slept together. I have to tell Grandma Hope about it. So the day of the wedding, she gets at the Doug's place because that's where it's going to be at and whatnot. And then Sierra pulls Claire into that damn back room at the Doug's place. It says, you are not going to tell Mom. You are not going to tell Mom. How dare you? You are not going to tell Mom about what's going on, and ruin her day of happiness. Clara's like, Grandma is entitled to know this, Sierra. How dare you? You should have been told Grandma Hope about this. And all this other stuff. And I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop this wedding from happening. So then that's when Claire decides she wants to march her ass up in there. The room is full of people, family and friends. Hope is like JJ on cloud 9, thinking she's gonna, marry, Rafe from all these people in the room and whatnot. And then that's when, she turns around and lets everybody know in front of Hope that Rafe slept with Sam. Hope turned around. Christoph Waltz gives that best sad hurt face in daytime. She turns around and looks at Rafe. Rafe is doing that whole snuffleupagus, sad, yeah, I did it sort of. And that's when Hope asked him in Monday's episode, like, oh, is this true? Is this true? And then that's when he turned around and said, yeah, I did it. And she just went up and slapped the hell out of Rafe. And then she marched up out of there. She left and whatnot, and he went after her. Sierra turned around and turned her around and said, how dare you do that in front of everybody and ruin Mom's happy day like this? And Sierra and Clara's like, how dare you? How dare you? You didn't even tell Mom about this. You should be ashamed, Sierra. And then that's when Claire decides to leave. She hightails her ass back to the loft because she's trying to get ready to go to Africa, to go see Theo and get out of Dodge before Sierra comes back. Sierra marches up in that damn loft with Trip behind, of course. Turns around and says, you gonna stay your ass here. You gonna talk to me about all of this. Like, you is not going anywhere, Claire. And she said, yes, I am. I'm gonna go to Africa. I'm gonna see Theo and not deal with the judgment of dealing with all of you, for doing the right thing. And then that's when they get into it again, like Betty and Veronica. And then that's when Sierra just has enough. She balls her fist up and she punches Claire dead in her eye. Pow. Claire went flying. I was cheering. I said, yes! Because I've been waiting for years for that girl to get popped in her face because it's been long overdue because Claire has a mouth on her and it's about time because Belle should have been done it. And now, Auntie Sierra's doing it, I'm thrilled, I'm happy, and it's just on, and I love it. I live, bitch, I live. So then she turned around and Sierra declared war on Claire, not over just that little lame ass trip, but she also declared war on her. If you looked at Wednesday's episode, y'all know Claire is supposed to be the new fresh face of Titans, little magazine called Bella. Y'all know that's their auntie's magazine because y'all know they are Kiddiakuses. They're just legal Brady's. They're not blood Brady's. They are legal Brady's, but they are Kiddiakuses and whatnot. And so Sierra overhears that Claire is getting ready to do the Bella shoot and stuff, and Sierra's like, oh, so she's keeping a secret too. She's about to be a little model. So I'm gonna come up in here and mess her world up and for to show everybody that I can be a model too. So they are gonna be competing with each other for that cover of Bella magazine, and it's gonna be on, and I can't wait for it. Now, what I really can't wait for is you know how this plays out in terms of course, the triangle. But I want, by the time when this all of this craziness happens with these three teenagers, is that's when Theo comes back, because I want Claire to be so in love with Trip by that time that when Theo walks through that door, he gonna be like, oh, you remember me now. You ain't been calling me. You ain't been texting me. You ain't been Snapchatting with me anymore, little girl. Oh, I know why. You been lusting over Trip. So I need for all of these chess pieces to play itself out. And I think it will by the time when Theo comes back. But y'all can't make me buy into no damn Sierra and Trip. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. But then let's go back to the main crux of the story, and that is Hope and Rafe. So Hope, is at the little park thing, and that's when she's sitting there on the bench. It's pretty much the same spot when Sammy and Rafe were talking about their, them sleeping together, and Sierra found out when she was hiding behind the bushes. And Hope is sitting there all sad and hurt and humiliated, and Rafe comes through and says, I'm sorry, Hope, I hurt you and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. And Hope is like, no, you're not, because if you were sorry, you would have been told me. But she said, I somewhat knew that this had happened, because when you had went to Memphis, that's when it happened, right? And he said, no, that's not when it happened. It happened after we broke up. And so that really made her hurt, because it was like, wait a minute, after we broke up, not even like in that small window frame after we broke up, you slept with Sammy. And he was like, yeah. And then that's when she was really livid, because it was like, she's looking at it from the perspective of, she had been with Rafe for like several years, and she'd been through, the ringer with him, and she thought he was gonna be something different, and then she was just kind of blaming herself, and and thinking that he was gonna be something different, and kind of find out he wasn't. He pretty much, the minute he found that exit to be away from Hope, he decided to get with Sammy. And so she, brought up, and I was so proud of Ron when he did this, but he did bring up, like, in the writing, like, emotional cheating. Like, you're not over Sammy, because if you were over Sammy, you wouldn't let Sammy control you still, Rafe. The fact is that I came over there the morning after y'all did whatever. You was up in the bathroom listening to the whole conversation about how I love you and everything, and you hid in there, you hid in the bathroom and stuff. And the fact is also, where she really got mad was about her daughter. She said, you knew my daughter was drunk, you knew my daughter was upset, you knew why she was mad at you and why she was going off on you, and I was too blind and too dumb to see it. But apparently the reason why she was doing all that was because she was hurt that you did what you did, and the fact that you kept it a secret from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you do that? So she's grouping all of this in with Rafe, and I love that. Like, I loved how Ron was connecting everything together and wasn't leaving no stone unturned, because I'm like, Rafe, you are wrong. Like, I'm sorry, Rafe fans out there, but he is wrong. Like, he had ample time to tell Hope that he went and slept with Sammy, and he chose to keep it to himself and be guilt stricken over it, and pretty much let Sierra sit on that information. And I was here for it. I love that Ron was giving Kristen Alfonso some of the best material she has had in years, y'all. Like, she hasn't had material like that probably since, her storyline with, Hope, like, with Hope and Patrick and Bo. That's how long it's been. That's how long it's been since, Chris Alfonso has really had some really good legit material like this. And I mean, that the dialogue that Ron had wrote for her with Hope, that's some Emmy, contention stuff. Like, she needs to really submit that. I know the Emmys, shits on Kristen Alfonso a lot, but if I'm her, she needs to seriously turn those scenes in for the 2019 campaign, because those scenes were amazing. Her opposite of Gayla Garrett, there was no competition. I was like, as a Hope fan and as a Chris Alfonso fan, for well over 24, 25 years, I almost had a tear in my eye. Like, I was literally tearing up, because I was like, finally, a writer is writing for my girl, and not having her do these plot driven, cringe worthy ass stories. Like, I love that this is just true to character. It's realistic, and Kristen is doing a great job with it. And after that was all over, I mean, like I said, that wedding was just a hot diggity dog mess. I love Julie in it, like, calling out Gabby, because Gabby's sitting up there saying, like, I can't believe my brother would do this. Julie looking at her, came at her like a Tyler Perry movie, said, you can't believe your brother would do this. You must forget, you are a killer. You killed my cousin Nick, and now you done killed Andre. Your dad is a hardened criminal. Your brother is a two-bit thug. And now your brother is a cheat. You Hernandezes need to get out of our lives. You do nothing but make a mess of everything, and I hate all of you. And she was speaking for the audience out there that does not like the Hernandez's family. So I was here for all of that. That was so cool. I was like, Ron was not leaving no stone unturned. It was like he was writing for everybody in that episode on Monday. And it was just fantastic. The performances, the writing, everything. It was just so fabulous. Fabulous. And so again, we come back to Wednesday's episode, like I said, no one knows that Hope and Rafe are married, but I think Gabby, Eli, and Jennifer. So Julie is gonna have like a issue when she does find out that Hope and Rafe are married, because she was up in that damn back room with Doug on Monday's episode thinking like, oh well, this wedding didn't happen, so two snaps in a circle, bitch. That's how she thinking. And I was here for that, because when she finds out, she gonna be like, what the fuck, but yeah, Rafe has been trying to talk to Hope about like her feelings and her emotions, and he's trying to make it right. She doesn't want to talk to him. Hope had talked to Sierra and Claire. Claire was up in there trying to get cool points for, being honest and telling people. Hope was like, well, I would have wished you would have, done it in another setting instead of at the wedding, but I'm glad that you told me, I mean, she was appreciative on that. But then Sierra had talked to Hope about it. And I don't know. I wanted a little bit more emotion out of that. I wanted I'm not saying I wanted Hope to kind of scream at Sierra, but I wanted Hope to make Sierra realize, like, I am your mother. You know, you can tell me stuff. Don't be keeping things like this away from me. I am your mother. You know, I carried you for 9 damn months, little girl. You need to understand that, you know? So I wanted a little bit more emotion from Hope's end and not let Sierra kind of just be like, but he loves you, Mom. And it's understandable that Rafe does love Hope and vice versa, but Hope is the one that's in pain here. She was the one that had her, you know, her heart smashed in front of all these people that loves and cares about her. And the fact that, you know, her daughter is taking it so lightly, I wanted a little bit more. Again, I don't, you know, again, I'm not saying I want Hope and Sierra to be at each other's throats over it. No, I'm not saying that. I just wanted a little bit more of like an understanding there, a little bit more dialogue from Hope's end. Um, but then after that was over, Rafe comes into the you know, her office and tries to talk to Hope. Hope had just gotten off the phone because I think she wants to go not just out of town but out of the country and be with Sean and Belle after what has happened and clear her mind and try to heal after what Rafe has obviously done, and that's break her heart. I don't like it because y'all keep bringing up that damn Ross and Rachel thing, talking about something. Well, we was on a break. We was on a break. Well, guess what? Hope finna take a break from his ass, and she finna go on a vacation and clear her mind off of all this craziness, you know. And we'll see how it turns out. But other than that, Days is super messy with these Hortons. I love it. Like Abigail, JJ, Eli, Hope. Oh, it's been fantastic. Soap. It's been so good. Oh, I'm loving this show. It's just so good. Like Ron Calavati is literally he's turning into my soap opera writing superhero. Like he is incredible. Like he has days at number 1 in the 18 to 49. That hasn't happened in 11 years, y'all. With Ron Calavati, Sherry Anderson, Ryan Kwan, Greg Mang, they are doing an impressive job. Getting this show together in order and making it guilty pleasure TV once again, and just keep it going, y'all, because y'all are doing some great stuff with this show, and y'all are taking risks and gambles, you know, with characters that other shows are not doing. General Hospital, for one, but y'all are just doing it, and y'all are making great stories, and you can see that the performers are having, and you know, a ball with it, and you know the fans online on Twitter, Facebook, you know, other soap blogs, they are enjoying this show again. So yes, just keep it coming, Ron Calavati, Greg Mang, and crew. You know, y'all are doing it. You know, this show has been just sensational ever since, I would say, a since November sweeps. This show has been my everything yet again. It took a little slow ride for it to get to where it is now, but the last handful of months, this show has been must see TV, and it's just back being the days of our lives that I've always loved and cherished, you know. And again, just keep it coming. Anyhow, rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the happenings of what's going on with the Salemites. And I'll talk to you all soon. Peace for now. Bye.